In the land of rolling green hills and red earth, where the sun kisses the palm trees, lived a man named Mazi Okoro. He was not just a man of wealth, but a man whose riches were as vast as the river Niger. His palm oil business flowed like a mighty river, bringing him gold and influence. But his heart was as hard as the kernel of a palm nut. Mazi Okoro was a man of immense arrogance, his manners as coarse as unrefined salt. He saw his staff not as the pillars of his great house, but as the dirt beneath his expensive leather sandals. He would shout at his workers for the slightest mistake, his voice echoing through his vast compound like a clap of thunder. "You are worthless," he would roar, his eyes blazing with contempt. "I feed you, I clothe you, and this is how you repay me, with your incompetence." He would delay their wages, and any who dared to complain would be dismissed without a second thought, cast out like a broken pot. One sweltering afternoon, as Mazi Okoro sat in his luxurious courtyard, fanned by two young servants, an old woman appeared at his gate. Her skin was wrinkled like a dried leaf, and her back was bent with age. She leaned heavily on a wooden staff. "Great Mazi," she croaked, her voice barely a whisper, "I have travelled far. May I have a cup of water to quench my thirst?" Mazi Okoro looked at her with disgust. "Water? For you?" he sneered. "Do I look like a river? Go and drink from the gutter, old woman. Do not bring your poverty near my home." He ordered his guards to chase her away, and they did so without mercy, leaving the old woman to stumble away into the dusty road. What Mazi Okoro did not know was that this was no ordinary old woman. She was Oni, the earth goddess, in disguise. That evening the sky turned a foreboding shade of grey. The palm trees in Mazi Okoro's plantations began to wither, their fronds turning a sickly yellow. His massive storehouses, once overflowing with barrels of palm oil, were infested with a strange pest that turned the golden liquid into black sludge. His biggest buyers mysteriously cancelled their contracts. The debtors who owed him fortunes vanished into thin air. Within a moon, Mazi Okoro's wealth had evaporated like morning mist under the hot sun. He lost his mansion, his cars, and his expensive clothes. The man who once feasted on pounded yam and agusi soup now begged for scraps on the very streets where he once paraded his wealth. His former workers, whom he had treated so cruelly, would sometimes pass him by. Some looked away in pity, while others simply ignored the man who had caused them so much pain. Mazi Okoro, the wicked billionaire, was now a pauper, his body as broken as his spirit. He had learned the hard way that a man's true wealth is not in his possessions, but in his heart, and that pride always comes before a great fall.